to keep on drinking. Keep on drinking, keep on drinking. Sipping your water is very, very important. You better feel like you are extra heavy when you are going to the starting line rather than to get dehydrated on the way. All right? Because when you drink enough, by the time you finish your race, you just have your normal weight. You're not going to be even underweight. You'll finish with your normal weight.
And one other tip that, or would you have a #1 recovery tip for our runners tomorrow, that when they do finish their event, what would be one tip that you would give them, or you could give a couple of tips to help their recovery?
To help you recovery, I don't know how many of you would get ice. I normally have, I normally try to recover in a very crazy way. Don't know. I call it a crazy way because sometimes I could go to the bathtub. All of you know the bathtub. And I could get ice and put it there, fill the bathtub with cold water. Then I get inside and I have what we call ice bath.
Yeah,
It is very good. Believe me, when I do that for 15 minutes, only, tomorrow I won't feel like I did a marathon. I normally feel very fresh, no pains, nothing. That's how I normally recover from my marathons. Yeah. So that is one thing. If you can stand it, the better. And if you can't stand it, you can jump in, sit there for a couple of minutes, maybe 3, 4, 5, then get out, then get back again, and it will help. Believe me, it will help the muscles, it will take over the lactic acid, the pains. It will soothe the muscles. The second thing, keep on drinking, because you can still suffer dehydration even after the marathon. So keep on rehydrating. The third thing, if you can, get a massage. Not a hard one though, a very soft, relaxing massage.
Hi, we have 2 questions.
Yes.
We are kind of late starters. We are in late 40s and we just started running. Less than a year, and we are doing our 21K tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're actually planning to do a full marathon. But a few questions they had is, we're reading about warming up. Some say you don't warm up, some say you warm up. So first question is, do you warm up? And because what we normally do is we don't really have much time, so we warm up during the run, on the run. And second question is, for me, myself, after about 15K, I feel my calf tightens up. So I think 21 we might survive, 42 we might die. So these are the 2 questions. I'll pass it to the floor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now I'll start with the warm-up. Okay, first of all, I want to congratulate you for starting learning at the age you are. There is no early age, there is no late age. You can start running at any age. And as I have said earlier, it is not how fast you do it, it is how much determined you are to do it. So, good, you are on the right track. So, warm-up is very important. Before you go and start your run, try to warm yourself up. You may jog, you may do a couple of stretching, like myself. Now I'll talk of what I do. Before any race, the shortest time I can warm up is 15 minutes. And I jog very slowly. Something to make my muscles loose and remind the body that, okay, you have something that you're waiting to do. And after that, I do a couple of stretching. Okay, I loosen up my calves, my hamstrings, my quads, my back, just like that. Yeah. So that is one. The other one, you are talking of your calves. So when you start your race, when you start with a slow pace and keep on picking it up. Because what makes you feel like you're being beaten up after 15 kilometers is like, it's like your legs are giving up, you're getting tired. So maybe you may say your first 5 kilometers or maybe first 3 kilometers, you're going to go with a warm-up pace. So that by the end, you'll be able to pick up. Yeah.
Hi, Catherine. Sorry, I'm not a lady, but I just I recently got into ultra marathons, and I'm just wondering, do you have any food recommendation for recovery? Because usually after a marathon or an ultra marathon, we do feel a bit of fatigue in our leg for the next few days. Some people say food helps. Some people say don't overdo it. So what would be your advice for food? Maybe a week before the marathon or the week after the marathon for recovery?
Okay, let me talk of this. Like when I'm doing my training for the marathon, I normally make sure the 2 or 3 weeks before the marathon, I do what we call tapering. I know she's aware of that, and most of those who have been doing marathon. So you do what we call tapering. Tapering is whereby you keep on reducing your mileage and you keep on doing what we call carbo loading because you need energy. So, and you keep on taking water, rehydrating yourself throughout. So after the marathon, you need to have food, especially rich in protein, because you want to replenish now the masses where they got worn out. Yes. So what I normally do, I spoil myself after marathon.
Ice cream?
Not even ice cream. Not even ice cream. Ice cream come number 2. I normally go to a steakhouse. Yeah, I make sure I eat a, nice portion of steak. Yeah.
So protein. Yeah.
Protein is very, very important. Like I'm not a big meat eater myself, but I normally find like steak is so good, Yeah. And I normally say, now that's the time, I normally have all the excuses to say, okay, by the way, I finished a marathon, I need to, build my body back again. So I can have steak and, anything that could give me a lot of protein. Yes.
Any other questions for Catherine? Oh, we've got a lady with her hand up, right up the back corner there.
Yes. Yes, I can.
You have met our infamous Haze.
What?
Haze.
Haze.
Our bad air. What advice would you give to us when our training is interrupted by the haze because we've got to stop, we can't go out and run? How do we try and maintain the stamina, or let's say after a break of 6-7 days because we can't go out, how do we try and sort of give a bit of pop to our legs?
Okay, I would have to say I'm really sorry because of the weather. Sometimes the weather just tends to be, and when the weather changes, all of us believe that we can't do anything to it, isn't it? All I would urge all of us is that let us have a strong mind and stay positive. Because if we worry of something that we cannot change, we are not doing anything better to ourselves, neither to it. So it is always good to stay positive, and also, if we cannot be able to go out there and learn, maybe we can either go to the gym, learn inside, or do something that at least will keep your muscles loose, waiting and hoping that this weather, this bad weather is going to go. We stay focused and positive and with hope that it will be better. And even as we go out tomorrow, let us go out there with a positive mind that we can do it. Otherwise, if we go with a negative mind, oh God, we wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah.
Can I just add one thing with that too, is that we might have lost a little bit of training with the haze, but a lot of good work has been done before that with our training. And why it might be the last few days leading up to our event that maybe we haven't, but the foundations of our event were laid quite a few weeks ago, and our training is not just based on the last few days leading to an event. We're in taper mode, that actually the work has been done. And so be confident in your heart that you have done the work.
Coming up.
Wow, that is a big run to take the microphone up.
Hi Catherine, nice to meet you. My name is Crystal. I am an asthmatic patient. What would you advise, because I don't seem to be able to pick up my pace? Because I felt like if I pick up my pace a little more, it will trigger the wheezing. Is there any advice for asthmatic patients? I've been doing quite a number of 10-15 Ks for a couple of months.
I didn't get when you pick up the pace.
I felt the wheezing sound in my lungs because I'm an asthmatic patient. So what is your advice for how asthmatic patients should train?
Oh, asthmatic
Yes.
patients. Okay, I have seen so many runners who are good runners who are asthmatic. They normally run with what you call inhalers. They normally use them before they go out to run. So I guess it's better to run with that and just try to, yeah.
And one other thing,
if you cannot be able to stand it, you just maintain your pace. So, yeah.
And just one other thing you might think about too, perhaps in your training, is maybe adding some swimming or something that's going to really work on your lung expansion. So actually working on trying to build up the strength of your lungs to enhance your running. I think we might have exhausted everybody's questions, I think. No? We've got one more question from Taya. No? Oh, here comes the microphone. Does one see the mic? Just downstairs.
Don't go home with a question.
Hello, Catherine. My name is Dave. I know your country, marathon is very popular and very good in world class. I think it's a world top class. So how many million or what is the population running community in Kenya? First question. Second question is how your country government to support even either pro or national or normal running community, and what is the incentive price? Example like Olympic or either World Championship gold medal. Example like in Malaysia, our badminton is #1 sport. If we won gold medal in the Olympic, we haven't won yet. If one gold worth 1 million ringgit Malaysia equal to around 300,000 USD dollar. So what is the incentive price offered by government to runners if they won world or either Olympic gold medal?
Okay. I hope I got your question well. First, I'd like to tell you, yes, I have joined the Athletic Olympic Committee. At the moment, I'm working with the National Olympic, and I've worked with them as a member for the last 8 years, and at the moment, I'm still an executive member. So I got elected last year as an executive member. In fact, I started serving there as an athlete's representative. So now I've moved to executive member. And secondly, I would love to say that yes, we have government support sports in Kenya. Because when I started doing the World Championships and Olympics, there was less, appreciation and all that. But at the moment, all I can say that the last government we had started it, and they started awarding all the medalists. It all needs kind of motivation. When you start motivating the team, everybody says like, oh, this is something good. I can also do it. I can also do it. So today, like if you're a gold medalist, you get 1 million Kenya shillings or 1.5. If you're a gold medalist, you get 1 million. If number one is getting a 1.5, number two gets 1 million Kenya shillings. And that one, I don't know how much is it in dollars, because you can, at the moment, dollar in Kenya, it is equivalent to 80 shillings. So you can divide the 1 million with 80. So, and number three gets 750,000. And it goes up to those who are like finalists, the finalists end up getting like 500 or maybe 250,000. So it means, nobody who entered into that race just go home, empty-handed, regardless of whether you qualify. So I believe if it's not, athletics is not a big sport in Malaysia. If something is done through the government, and most of the Malaysian people get the support and kind of encouragement, I believe they can also do it. Because what can be done by a man from another country, it can be done by another. That's my belief. And what can be done by a woman, it can be done by another too. Hope I got your question. So it is my prayer that you have a supportive government that is going to support athletics also, not just the ball games. I don't know which is the leading sport in Malaysia. But if they support, athletics and all other sports, all of us are not gifted in the same. So there are some of them are gifted like, badminton players, volleyball players, football players, and others are athletics, and you can't be able to tell unless you try to exploit the talent that you have.
Thank you.
On that note, unless there are any other questions, we might just put our hands together and thank you, Catherine, for sharing. Oh, we do. We've got one more. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Miss Catherine. I'm Ailing. Actually, I just started running since October, and I upgraded to 21 km in December within just 2 months. But whenever I run, right, at some point of time, I have this pain right below my ribs here. They say it's due to some stomach cramps or stitch.
Yeah, it's a stitch.
And it's because of breathing, the way I breathe. Is there any way how can I improve myself to avoid this pain?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Maybe even you think you are asking for yourself, but maybe you ask for everybody here. Stitch, the side stitch is very, very common, and it is, everybody suffers stitch, and I believe she had ever suffered stitch. Same way. Like, I normally find myself, if I rest, like, I got injured 2 years ago, and when I came back, trying to train again, I started having that stitch, and mine is very even worse, because they normally get up to my shoulder. I don't know how and why, and I feel like one of my arms is very weak, especially my right arm. I normally think like I overused it, I don't know. But I believe it's the way you're doing your breathing. But there is a way, a very easy way that you can get rid of it. I used to think sometimes like, is there any type of food or type of drug that I may take so that it take the stitch off? But no, all you need to do is to control your breathing. So when you're inhaling, make sure that you put your diaphragm out. And when you're exhaling, you inhale through your nose, but you can exhale through your mouth. You get me? And if you are running, if it is on this side, you inhale. When you are exhaling through your mouth, you make sure you step with that side. If it is this side, if it is this side, you make sure you step on that side. And you do it several times. You can do 3 or 4 times, and it don't go. So you have to disappear. So that's how I normally get rid of it, even during the race time. Yeah.
Is there any more questions? You know, I would like to invite Catherine to do something. Not often do we get a chance to see how the world champion runs. Would you like to see her running a little bit across the stage? Would you all like that? Is that okay, Catherine? That's right. Yeah. Who wants to come up on stage and run with her? I got the chance to run this morning. Okay, would you like to select one person to come and run up with you? Anybody?
I have Maggie.
Oh, Maggie!
I have my friend
down here. Let's get the new girls to come up. And oh, it's a guy. No, guy disqualified. Sit down. Okay, who? Any one of you are new runners? Okay, so she's a new runner. Okay, come up and state your name.
Come on, guys.
Okay, maybe we'll get one more person, one more girl.
Yeah, I want to say one thing. So when you're looking to run tomorrow, make sure you have something in your stomach. Don't run empty. Sometimes you worry too much and we don't eat. You just feel like your stomach is full and eat. No. So when you go out there, make sure you have something in your stomach. It's always good to eat whatever is good with you. Don't eat something that is really heavy, something that is going to take longer to digest. So I normally either have a bowl of cereals that are whole whatever. Yeah, and I like to eat wholemeal bread. I may have a cup of toast and a cup of tea. And if my race starts like 7, I'll wake up 5 so that I can be able to have my breakfast latest by 5:30. So I give myself at least 1 hour and a half before I start my race, so that I have that food settled in my stomach. So for my any race or any workout that is more than 1 hour, I don't go empty stomach. I must eat something. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so are we ready to see the running gait of a world champion? This is something that you won't see. You have got to learn how to run like her. Should we show them how is it to run like a world champion? Maybe we can start from this side. Catherine, maybe here.
Yeah.
I'll run with you with the high heels.
Okay.
Guys, are you all ready? This is an opportunity.
I guess I don't lift my legs very high, so bear with me. So we can go. Okay. All right.
Woohoo! Come on, guys. That's when she's going slow, but when she's going fast, it's going to be double that speed.
Yeah.
Sheila, do you want to come up? Let me introduce you. Okay, everybody say hi to Sheila. Sheila was one of the mentors for our half marathon runners. Catherine, Sheila is here because she is one of the mentors. We have a mentoring program for the girls for MWM, and Sheila did remarkably well. Wow. Sheila runs a very good 10-kilometer run. Sure. She's one of our champion runners. Sheila, let me introduce you to Catherine. Come.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice to see you. Good job.
Okay, we're going to see our champion runner and the world champion runner runs.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so cute. You inspire me a lot. Big hug, big hug. Big hug.
Okay.
So in MWM, we had the opportunity to have few mentors, and this is what we're going to keep. It's very unique in MWM. We've got Maggie. Maggie, come on. Maggie is also one of the mentors. She mentors the 42-kilometer runner. Come, stand here. Yeah. So Maggie runs 42 kilometers. She mentors. Some of our mentors are not here with us today. Okay, come here. All right. Do you want to do a running pose like that, or do you want us to run again? Yeah, you want to come on, run? Come on, it's okay. Do we qualify him as the guy? Okay. Give him a walk, he's going to be the lucky guy coming up. Okay, we're going to encourage more women to run because we have got strong mentors. And as Catherine said, never give up hope, always have faith, always keep believing, and that's what Malaysia Women's Marathons are all about. Dream, believe, and become. Okay, that's right. Thank you for the cheer. And thank you to Catherine for being with us. Actually, I took this jersey. I wanted to give this as a memento to her on stage, but I think she was a little bit cold, so she's wearing her memento right now. Okay, so we've been asked to do a run pose in the center of the stage. Okay. Wrong leg.